Yo, what's good? Fucking with this late night shift. Well, nah, I'm just up late. I ain't got to work this weekend, so felt like doing a video talking about boxing. So I said, fuck it, let me go ahead and push the red button. Straight up like this. So basically, what I want to talk about is I was going to save this for an episode I got coming up, but I could just talk about it again, so it don't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say it now. But it's like this boxing shit. Y'all know I fuck with Terrence Crawford, right? He's one of my favorite fighters. All-time great, legendary guy, Hall of Famer. Y'all know that. And he got a lot of critics nowadays, people running their mouths and saying he got a trash resume and talking down and saying all type of crazy shit and stuff that really people shouldn't be saying if they're really boxing fans, but they're saying it anyways, shit like that. Just a lot of left field type shit. You know, the Hectos is talking crazy, the whole nine. And they're saying that his resume is trash and he ain't got no good resume. Now, I know that's not true and I don't agree with that. But let's go along with that since that's what everybody's saying. So maybe let's put a different let's put a different spin on it. So maybe people are looking at resumes the wrong way. Maybe we should look at it differently. Maybe resume is just a list of fighters you fought, no more, no less, and that's all it is. Maybe it doesn't tell everything. You know what I mean? Maybe it really just comes down to how good of a fighter you are, regardless of who you fought. Maybe that's what it is, because you guys with that bullshit are saying his resume is trash and he ain't fought nobody. Maybe to Terrence Crawford, that doesn't matter. Maybe it just matters how great of a fighter he is, and that's all that needs to be said. His resume is just a list of fighters that he fought, because you got to think. He moved up in weight and beat Canelo. King Canelo, the face of boxing, right? The great Canelo Alvarez. So how the fuck does a fighter like Canelo, as great as he is and as accomplished as he is, how the fuck does he lose to a guy that has a trash resume that came up in weight? Does that make sense to y'all? So maybe in Crawford's case, it don't matter who he fought. He's just a great fighter. You get in the ring with him, you're probably going to lose to him. And that's really all needs to be said. Instead of all this crazy shit y'all be saying, talking about his resume's trash, you nitpicking shit. Maybe you're wasting your time saying all that, because you guys are saying that he has a trash resume. According to you critics, you guys feel that a resume depends on who you fought on your resume. And if you fought really good fighters, that shows how good you are. That's what you critics are saying. That's what resumes are for. So why was Crawford able to go up and beat the great Canelo, if that's the case? So maybe his resume doesn't matter. Maybe it don't mean nothing. He's just a great fighter, and that's really all you should be saying. Because unless your eyeballs don't work, you can't deny he's a great fighter. That's an obvious cap. No response for that. But I'm starting to think, you silly motherfuckers with that bullshit, maybe y'all are exaggerating that resume shit. Because again, you guys are screaming up and down he has a trash resume. You guys say that your resume shows if you're good or not, if you beat top fighters. He got no A-level names on his resume. But yet he was able to beat a guy that you guys say is all-time great, one of the best champions of all time, 4-weight division champion, 2-time undisputed, has a great resume. That's what you guys say about Canelo, right? But yet he lost to a guy with a weak resume. So maybe we should look at it like resumes is just a list of fighters that people fight. It's really about your skills. Maybe we should look at it like that. Because there's no way a dude that's as great as Canelo should have gotten a ring with a guy that has a trash resume and just lose to him and get outclassed to him. You know, Crawford fought guys that are not even on Canelo's level that gave Crawford more competitive fights than Canelo did. But you Canelo supporters and you guys that want to that's capping on Crawford, these are things y'all don't want to talk about because it kind of makes y'all look stupid. So you're forced to resort to name calling, talking that bullshit because you guys don't make sense. You know? So I feel like maybe resumes is just a list of fighters that you fight. Maybe it don't really tell the whole story. Maybe it's all about how great of a fighter you are, and that's really all that matters. And Crawford proved that for over 10 years, and he proved it against Canelo. You dig? Maybe Canelo's not that good. Canelo's overrated. You know, he don't jab, he don't throw combinations. His footwork kind of walks in mud, kind of slow, only has one way to beat you. You dig what I'm saying? Crawford, versatile, can do everything. Fight right-handed, fight left-handed. He can fight backing up. He can move laterally. He can pressure you when he gets you in the weakened state. You dig? Excellent jab, great counterpunching. And Crawford can stand and trade. Y'all need to go back and watch that Mean Machine fight. For those that think Crawford can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? Like he can literally do everything. Punch while moving, stand there and punch backing up. Hit you with sneaky shots you don't see coming. Jab your ass up. You trying to counter, you trying to hit me, counter you, counter your counter. He can do everything. Canelo ain't boxing like that. He's just coming forward trying to land big shots over and over again, rinse and repeat. So maybe it comes down to your skill level, not necessarily your resume. Because you idiots with that hating shit, y'all keep saying resume. You know, I'm sitting here listening to this shit. I'm not feeling y'all. Y'all keep saying his resume's trash, his resume's this, that, and the third, all this stupid shit. I keep hearing it, and it's like, you motherfuckers ain't talking about a nigga's skill level, though. You dig? Y'all never talk about that. It's that same old shit. You know? Y'all know, like, I'm just waiting on y'all to come out and say, hey, I just don't like that he beat Canelo. So fuck Crawford. I'm hating and I'm moving that way. Anybody that can come out and admit to that, I can respect. Because that's all it is. You know? You're super salty. My hectos, you're salty that your boy lost. So you're running around with this nonsense. But like I said, y'all should start focusing on how good a fighter is and not focus on their resume. Because that's all y'all can say about Crawford. To bring him to, like, that's all y'all can say about homie. Y'all can't really say nothing else. You can't say he's not a good boxer. Can't say he wasn't a champion. You can't say he didn't beat nobody. And since y'all really believe his resume is trash, let's roll with that then, since y'all want to keep saying it. He beat Canelo. Canelo is the biggest win any fighter can have in boxing. If you beat Canelo, that's one of the biggest wins a fighter can have. And he did that at Canelo's weight class. It's no catch weight. We're going to go right to 168. We're going to fight this nigga. Went up there, beat him, gave him that work, kept moving. Salute. What's good? What's good, Rose Maverick? So that's what it is. So it's like, it just is what it is. But I'm just getting really annoyed. I'm just really annoyed by people saying Crawford got a trash resume. And you're only saying that because you're that upset that he beat Canelo. And that fight was 6 months ago. And you're just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm just waiting on somebody that's a Canelo supporter to come out and say, I don't really got nothing against Crawford. It's not like that. I just don't like that he beat Canelo. That's why I'm saying all this nonsense. I'm just waiting on a Canelo supporter to say that. So I can start to respect y'all. Because I can't respect what y'all doing. You know? I just can't respect that. And every time I ask that question, I never get an answer. I get trolled by the Canelo fans. They talk shit online. You know how that go. But they never answer my question. The question I kept asking, why the fuck is Canelo losing to a guy with a trash resume? And he's so fucking great that y'all keep saying. He's so great to y'all. But yet he's losing to a guy with a trash resume. You can't say, oh, no, Canelo is old and washed. Bitch ass nigga, Crawford's older than him. So how the fuck you gonna say that? You can't say that. So, and I never got an answer. It's just, You know how these motherfuckers are. They talk shit, that troll bullshit. Their best jokes is saying something gay, ridiculous stuff like that, instead of answering my damn question. If you're a so-called great fighter, why are you losing to a guy with a trash resume? You enjoy deleting comments. I have no idea what he's talking about. These past 6 months, you've been doing these lives ranting about dumb-ish. See, that's what I'm saying. See, this is right here. This is what I'm talking about. So I want to ask you a question, Enod. Canelo is so great, right? Because you're a part of that cult over there, and y'all worship Canelo. Y'all some Canelo knob slobbers. I understand that. Do what you do. So I ask you a question. I want to see if you can answer this. And this is strictly boxing. No trolling, no name calling. I want to see if you're thorough like that. So Canelo is so great. You guys say that resumes is very important. Resumes determine if you're really good or not based on who you beat. That's what you guys been saying over there. So why the fuck did Crawford outclass Canelo the way he did if his resume is trash? How was he able to do that to a great fighter like that with a trash resume? I want to know if you're thorough. Because again, your guy is the one that does lives talking about the same 3 things over and over again, saying nothing but dumb shit. Putting out them little retarded ass videos talking about black fighters are brothers and all that stupid ass shit. You co-signing that bullshit, but you come over here and say I'm doing dumb shit. They just pure haters. They didn't have that energy for Bivol. That's an absolute fact. When Bivol beat Canelo, it was cool. Black nigga beat Canelo. Oh, we gotta question that and exaggerate. Now he's saying that because Crawford was skilled enough to beat him, it doesn't change the fact that his resume is shit. So why do you give a fuck about his resume then if you know he was skilled enough to beat him then? So wouldn't that imply what I was just saying, that resumes don't matter? So maybe it comes down to how good you are. Remember when I told you stupid motherfuckers on that panel over and over again that Crawford is a more skilled fighter? Canelo is not that good, and you always get mad at me saying I'm hating on Canelo. Turns out I was right the whole time. So if you knew Crawford, based on what you just wrote to me, if you know Crawford is skilled enough to beat Canelo, then why the fuck you care about his resume then? You want to know why? Because it makes your stupid ass feel better that he beat your favorite fighter. That's why. So you're saying bullshit like that. Goofy ass nigga. You know the guy is skilled enough to beat the guy, but you're worried about his resume. Retarded shit. You're only saying that stupid shit because it makes you feel better, because for whatever strange reason, a guy you don't even fucking know, he's just your favorite boxer, but you don't know him, he lost a boxing match. For some strange reason, it bothers you that much. These dudes you dudes is fucking weirdos, bro. So I guess that's cope. So I guess that's cope for what happened to Canelo then, by saying his resume's trash and Canelo's resume is better. And then you're saying Canelo's resume is better compared to Crawford. Canelo lost all his step-up fights. You beat them B-level guys. You're 21 years old. You beat a 41-year-old Shane Mosley. Okay, that's cool. You beat on his last leg Cotto. You beat a small Amir Khan. You beat a high Chavez Jr. You beat a mediocre, not mediocre. Danny Jacobs was a good win. B-level fighter, that was a good win. Austin Trout. Those is good wins. But you beat a bunch of guys that are B-level, but then when you have step-up fights, you lose. But his resume is way better than Crawford's. That sounds crazy to me. And yes, my comment on your live was deleted. I don't know nothing about that. But anyways, yeah, like I'm saying, man, these people on the internet, this boxing shit, YTBC, you got silly motherfuckers on here criticizing Crawford's resume. And through careful observation, I noticed the only people saying that is Canelo fans or supporters. And they're just trying to cope because he lost to Crawford. You know, the fight happened 6 months ago. The shit is over with. And it's like there's really nothing else to say. But you got that knob slobber over there, IBFP. Every time he puts out a video, that's all he can talk about. He don't talk about nothing else. I'm pretty sure he's doing that anti-Benavidez shit. More bitch shit. You only dislike Benavidez because he was a threat to your little hero. You know, all you know, whole ass behavior, bro. You know, so a lot of sucker shit on the internet, man. The internet is a bad place. I don't really belong, to be honest. Can't associate me with no suckers. It's just crazy though, when I think about it though, because it's like these guys are so adamant Crawford's resume is trash, but he beat a guy that they like. That Canelo's resume is not trash. Canelo's had a great career. He's done everything right. And that shit is dope, right? But then he lost to a guy that so-called has a trash resume. And it's like, you would think they'll keep it real and say, hey, the better fighter won, and that's what it is. And there's really nothing else to say. These guys are going on every single day or every time they go live or every time they put out boxing content, every single time they open their mouth, they want to find to say negative about Crawford, all because he beat Canelo. You would think these niggas be talking about something else, this, that, and the third. These niggas have no interest in doing that, all because they're salty that he beat Canelo. You know, you know that the guy on the chat, he's a member of that clown panel. He just admitted that Crawford is skilled enough to beat Canelo, but he's worried about his resume. Makes absolutely no sense. So these guys know that Crawford is better than Canelo or was better than Canelo. They knew that, but to cope with the fact that he beat Canelo, they trash his resume. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how ridiculous these guys are? And these are the guys that have the loudest voices in the YTBC. Guys like this. You know, they force their bullshit ass opinion on you and shit. People listen to that shit. Exactly. Like, these is grown ass men acting like that. Like I just sat here and told you, bro. I guess his resume don't matter if he's that good. So fuck his resume. He should be able to co-sign that and say, yeah, you're right. Crawford's a great fighter. And then it's over with. He refuses to do that. He wants to argue about his resume. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. Then hating on David Benavidez. They only talking down on David because he was a threat to Canelo. When they were both at 168, he said he wanted to fight Canelo. He stood a good chance to beat Canelo. They scared to death for Canelo. And so they don't like Benavidez for that reason. Like, what type of bullshit is that? How the fuck you a boxing fan and you dislike a boxer for that reason? I've never heard a boxing fan dislike another boxer for that reason. That's stupid shit. Like, what type of shit is that? No, legacy is winning. That's what you're going to be remembered for. Winning. Not, oh, well, he fought a bunch of tough fights and shit. See, this is what these guys that are Canelo supporters are saying. Oh, Canelo fought all these tough guys. All his step-up fights he lost. That's great for... Last time I checked, losing is not great for your legacy. What's great for your legacy is winning. You dig? They must have forgot that. Or I guess that don't apply to Canelo. You can't lose all your step-up fights and get credit for that. But if you're Canelo, you can. You know what I'm saying? He literally lost all his step-up fights. He hasn't beaten out one A-level fighter. Crawford did. Canelo did not. But Canelo, he's more respected. I call cap on that. And like I said, you get credit for winning. You don't get credit for fighting the guy. All you did was fight the guy, but you lost the fight. It's respectable, but you don't get no credit for that. You get credit for winning. The best thing for a fighter's legacy is, did you win these big fights? All you did? Oh, okay, that's what's up. Why do you think people respect Sugar Ray Leonard so much? Because he actually won his big fights. He was a great fighter overall, so he got respect doing that. But when he actually fought those big names, he actually won those fights. He's a winner. People respect that. That's what's great for your legacy, not your fucking resume. You dig? That's why I co-sign what Joe Calzaghe said. It's kind of hard to say Canelo is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer, but not first ballot because shit, he lost all his step-up fights. Every time he got in the ring with another A-level guy, he got that work. So I can't co-sign that. You know what I'm saying? He's a Hall of Famer. I'll give him that. But first ballot, that's questionable. Lost all your step-up fights? I don't know about that. We'll give Canelo. Nah, you saying I'm downplaying Canelo? Nah, ain't nobody downplaying Canelo. I'm just speaking facts. Can you answer my question? Did Canelo lose his step-up fights? Yes or no? I'm not downplaying nothing. If I'm saying something that's factual about a fighter, that's not downplaying. Did Canelo lose when Canelo was matched up against other elite fighters? Did he win those fights? Yes or no? The Triple G fights don't count because those were controversial. Many people to this day felt that Triple G won those fights. So skipping that. When he fought top guys, not B-level guys like Danny Jacobs and Austin Trout, those guys are good. Those were good wins, but those were not like the best of the best type fighters, like a Bivol or a Crawford. When he fought guys like that, did he win? No, he did not. So how the fuck am I downplaying him if I'm saying something that's true? See, that's the thing that bothers me about this Canelo shit. If you say true shit about him, they saying you're downplaying him. Every time he fought a top guy that was actually fit to fight at a high level, he lost. You know what I'm saying? You know, you only get credit for beating a guy. Hold on, what did he say? He said he KO'd Sergey Kovalev. That's what he said. Nah, I'm not feeling that right there. I'm looking at the circumstances of that fight. Nah, that wasn't the Kovalev that fought Ward. I'm not feeling that right there. I'm not going to give you that. Nah, I'm not giving you that. That was a good win. I'll agree to that. But to me, that wasn't no step up fight. He fought a guy that was pushing 40, wasn't at his best anymore, and he was able to sneak that out. I'm not giving him that. You know, I'm not feeling that. You said he got mad and picking him up too when he was losing. That's a fact. But you hear what he wrote. You see what he wrote though. He said I'm downplaying Canelo when all I'm doing is stating facts about Canelo. So stating facts is downplaying somebody. Then he brings up Kovalev, and I guess for the simple fact that Canelo moved up to 175, that's great for his legacy. When many fighters before Canelo have done the same thing Canelo did. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. Dudes is crazy, bro. For real. He beat Kovalev when Kovalev was kind of like at the finish line. Because Kovalev, you know, we give Kovalev credit, but when he was at his best, that was when he fought Andre Ward and before he fought Andre Ward. During those years, Canelo never fought him. He wasn't doing all that weight jumping shit at that time. That was when Kovalev was at his best. You know, he fought Kovalev when Kovalev was like declining. It was a wrap. Everybody knows that. But my question is, still ain't answer my question. He tried to sneak out with the Kovalev shit. I'm going to ask again. What fighter did Canelo fight that was an A-level guy, that was on top of his game, same age, not an older guy, that was a high-quality guy, did he beat? See? That's a question that a lot of Canelo fans don't want to hear because they can't answer that. Straight up. Cannot answer that question. He's saying that Canelo wasn't at his best when he lost to Crawford. I told you like 10 minutes ago, you can't say that because Crawford is older than Canelo. So if anybody wasn't at his best, it should have been Canelo. It should have been Crawford. He's older than Canelo, so you can't say that. Callum Smith is a B-level fighter. I said A-level guy. Fighters that are looked at on a high level, like a Crawford, like a Bivol. Now, I want you to be real. Have you ever heard Callum Smith get put in the same category of tier, put in the same tier as a Dimitri Bivol or a Terrence Crawford or Floyd Mayweather? Like, got the best of the best type fighters. If you say Callum Smith is put in the same tier as a Bivol or a Mayweather or a Crawford, like the best of the best type, if you say that Callum Smith is on that level, I'm gonna block you because you said Callum Smith. Now, Callum Smith was a good win, but he's a B-level fighter. I'm gonna ask you, if you say Callum Smith is on the level of a Crawford or a Bivol, I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna block your silly ass. You know damn well Callum Smith ain't on that level to be saying that. Now, I'll give you credit for mentioning Callum Smith. That was a good win. Callum Smith is a good fighter, but not A level, not high tier like Crawford and Bivol is. He's not on that level. So I asked, what A level fighter did he beat? That's what I thought. All right, bro. Yeah. Let me just go on with my talk. This app. That nigga just straight ducked my question because he know. If you truthfully answer the question, you're going to have to agree with me, and you know that. That's why you don't want to answer the question. So yeah, like I was saying, man, people be talking that bullshit about Crawford's resume, and it's a waste of time, in my opinion, at this point, because maybe Crawford is just so good, it don't even matter who he fought. He's going to win regardless. He's just that good. And that's pretty much how his career is. Everybody they put in the ring with Crawford, Crawford won. You got to remember, Crawford been having title fights for like 85% of his career. So it's like, and he's been beating everybody they put in the ring with him. He's even had fights where he moved up in weight on short notices, won those fights. So maybe Crawford's, well, I know Crawford is just that good. It don't even matter who he fought. He's just that good. You know, he's just that good. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you Canelo fans, y'all got to accept it one day. And I feel like that's how you should look at it. They definitely hate the truth. You see how he just ducked my question, saying that stupid shit? So I'm just going to play him off now. He ain't talking about shit. So yeah, so Crawford's just that good. You know, he's just that good. So questioning his resume, that's just people salty that he beat Canelo. It is what it is. You know, pretty much it was pretty much what it is. Definitely a waste of time. Now I agree with that. Because all you doing is coming on here with that bullshit. I sat here and asked this man, who did Canelo beat that was an A-level fighter? He couldn't name not one dude. He said Callum Smith, knowing damn well Callum Smith is not on that level. You dig? And then exactly, Bane. That's a fact. They talk shit about Andre Ward. He won the Super 6 tournament too. And they hate on Andre Ward. Exactly. So yeah, I agree with you. This is definitely a waste of time. I don't even know why you come over here. Exactly. Then earlier in the chat, the nigga admitted that Crawford is a skilled fighter that can beat Canelo. So why are you worried about his resume then? If you knew he was good enough to beat him, then his resume don't even matter then. It is boxing at the end of the day, right? That is what they're doing. They're in the ring fighting, and that's what we're watching, right? We're not reading resumes and dictating fights off of that, are we? I'm saying. So I agree with you. Waste of time. Exactly. And Andre Ward was a winner. You know, he was a winner. You know what I'm saying? They hate on him. They'll give Callum Smith credit for winning the Super 6, but they won't give Andre Ward winning the Super 6 tournament. Funny style niggas. That's how they go, man. These guys pick and choose. These guys are not no real boxing fans. These guys are trolls talking about, these guys are trolls in disguise faking like they real boxing fans. These ain't no real boxing fans. These ain't no real boxing fans, man. You know, ain't no real boxing fans. These ain't no real boxing fans. That's cap. Did nobody duck the Adonis Stevenson? The problem with that is when people say that, they got to be careful. Because most of the time when people say they duck, they don't be having no evidence of that. It's just like how you idiots on IBFP's panel, y'all be saying that Terrence Crawford ducked Virgil and he ducked Boots. Neither of that is true, but y'all keep saying this shit. There's literally information out there you can look up that explains why those fights didn't happen, and it had nothing to do with Crawford ducking. You guys probably know that, but you still want to say that bullshit. So it's like y'all got to be careful when y'all say shit like that. You dig? And then again, more sucker shit on y'all part. The only reason why y'all don't like Andre Ward is because he's had opinions on Canelo that's not favorable. That's the only reason why y'all don't like that dude. Andre Ward ain't did nothing to y'all for y'all to be hating on him like that. See, I told you, you guys are suckers, bro. That's the only reason why y'all be coming at Benavidez, only reason why y'all come at Ward, and the only reason why y'all be saying that bullshit about Crawford. Because I guess they offended your beloved Canelo. That's all it is. You guys are not real boxing fans, bro. I've never heard people that claim they know boxing literally dislike a fighter for those reasons. I've never seen that before. We definitely in a new era. I've never seen that before. I'm going to talk shit about this fighter because he wanted to fight a fighter that I like. Like, what type of shit is that? Like, who are these people? Like, who are these people, bro? Because remember, they said Ward ducked Bivol and Beterbiev. Bivol and Beterbiev were babies when Ward went to 175. And then Ward repeatedly said he retired because his body was breaking down. These guys literally ignored all that and said he ducked Bivol and Beterbiev and Adonis Stevenson. Come on, bro. These dudes get on here and just say anything, bro. They don't give a fuck about nothing. And then guess what? Another thing that how you know these niggas is fake. They'll give Inoue credit for his resume, but won't give Crawford credit for his resume. And most of these motherfuckers can't name 3 to 4 fighters off Inoue's resume. So I'm just telling you, these guys, like I said, these guys are not real boxing fans, bro. These guys are trolls, bro. These guys are straight trolls. Yeah, Inoue is cool. I ain't got no problem with him. You know, but most of these guys that are criticizing Crawford's resume, they know Crawford's resume is better than Inoue. But they'll still get up here and they'll be like, Inoue's resume is better and talk shit on Crawford. And who's going to be the next great fighter to do what Crawford did? Who's the next fighter to go up in weight and be the top guy? Who's the next fighter to do that? You just mad Inoue KO Fulton. That's cap. He's not mad about that. When that Inoue and Fulton fight went down, I picked Inoue to win that fight. I felt that Inoue is a better fighter. Fulton is cool at that time. He was a little bit better than he is now. But I was like, I think Inoue is going to win that fight. And then exactly what I thought. See, I know boxing. You IBFP guys, y'all just some knob slobbers. Y'all don't know no boxing. Y'all don't know nothing about no boxing. Y'all fans of a boxer. Y'all don't know nothing about the actual sport. Y'all knob slobbers. I know boxing. I picked Inoue to beat Stephen Fulton. And I was right. That was not directed towards you, Solidus. Hold up. At Rose. Okay, you said at Rose. But nah, you might as well been coming at me though. All right, you say you was talking to them, but you talking to him. But nah, you might as well been coming at me though. So I'm gonna respond to that. Nah, I picked in a way to be Fulton. So nah. So you cap. Shout out to Boxing 9741. For real. I hope Benavidez knocks out Zerto too. So he can shut y'all goofy ass IBFP guys the fuck up. I really hope he does that. For real. I hope that happens. Benavidez all day. I hope he knocks him out too. He can knock out Zerto, and I hope he does. I might fuck around and get on some troll shit and go over there and troll that goofy ass if that happens. Because I know he's going to win the fight. I'm very confident Benavidez is going to beat Zerto. But I hope he knocks him out or he stops him like he did, like how he beat down Anthony Yard. I hope he does that to Zerto. Just so he can shut these clowns up. All these hating ass motherfuckers hating on Benavidez and all that goofy ass shit they're over there saying. I hope he does that to shut them up. I hope that happens too. Nah, that Inoue and Shushu, I want to see that fight too. I like Shushu. I think Shushu the dude. Like I said, I like both fighters, but I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't think that fight's gonna happen. I think Inoue is probably not. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, you never know, right? But he's already moved up a couple of times. I don't think he's gonna move up no more. I think that's the limit. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's gonna do it. Inoue starting to get older now. You know what I mean? So it's like he might just. What I think's gonna happen is. And I told Onslaught this. I think he's going to stay at 122 and just fight the guys there. Just keep fighting them guys and then retire. Moving up to fight Shushu. I just don't think he's going to do that. That's just me. But I would love to see that fight, though. I think that's a great matchup. So, yeah. Nah, I'm not saying, I know Inoue is not a duck. Inoue will fight anybody. He's not ducking nobody. What I'm saying is he's already moved up in weight multiple times. So he's probably at a place where that's the limit. He probably can't go no higher. So he's probably going to stay at 122. So going up to 126, he's probably not even going to do that. And then I'm hearing rumors that Shushu might move up in the near future. So it's like, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, this might be a stretch. I think the Bam fight is more likely to happen than the Shushu fight. And that's a stretch because he's going to have to move all the way up. And I don't think Bam is good enough to do that, me personally. I like Bam. I don't think Bam is good enough to jump up multiple weight classes and fight and beat Inoue. I don't think he's good enough to do that, personally. And Bam is a good fighter, but I don't think he's good enough to do it. I think if he does that, he's going to find himself out of place and he's going to get washed. That's what I think is going to happen if that fight actually happens. But I don't see the Inoue going to 126. I don't see it. If I'm Shushu, I try to get Espinoza down the line. To me, that's a better scrap for him. Waiting for Inoue to come to 126, I don't see it. But nah, Inoue, I'm not insinuating Inoue's a duck. So get that out your head. I really don't care no more about what happened. Boxing no more. People like Solidus Onslaught were right about Canelo. Every time he stepped up, he lost. That's facts. I've been asking that question for a year now. Because at first I really liked Canelo. The problem is I didn't agree with all this exaggeration and all this nonsense, all this credit, like shitting on other fighters to big up Canelo. I disagree with that. So I had to keep it real about Canelo. He's a good fighter, but he has some limitations within his boxing style. Like I keep telling these guys, and these guys don't want to listen. He doesn't jab. He's not a jab guy. We all know that you could do some damage if you got a great jab. He doesn't jab like that. He has a basic fighting style. He just comes forward, tries to land big shots over and over again. And when that doesn't work, he doesn't have a plan B. He doesn't make adjustments. You dig? The Bivol fight is a good example of that. Shit, the Crawford fight. His footwork could be better. Now, smaller Canelo, pause, when he fought in the smaller weight classes, he did a better job of using combos, jabs, but that was back in the day. That's like, what, 10 years ago? You know, he didn't maintain it. So it's like, we can't really go off it. He didn't maintain it. You know what I mean? So it's like, we just point that out. It's not hating on Canelo. It's just pointing out facts. You know, he's a good fighter he's a great fighter despite limitations. See, I'm not going to do like them lame Canelo fans that want to lie on Crawford and say he got a trash resume. I'm not going to do like them and say Canelo's resume is trash. His resume ain't trash. He beat a bunch of B-level guys. That gives you a good resume. It's not a trash resume. He lost all his step-up fights, though, but beating a bunch of B-level guys is good. I can respect that. I ain't going to shit on that. But when it was time to step up and fight them real niggas, though, the high-tier guys, he got BTA. That's all. But you Canelo fans, I just want y'all to be more objective when y'all speak on Canelo. Y'all meat ride too much. It's too much. Like, let's get some honesty in here. And the Nakatani. Yeah, he does. I mean, that's going to be a great fight. In a way, Nakatani is going to be a great fight. It's definitely going to be a great fight. Looking forward to that. I'm kind of favoring Inoue, but I would not be surprised if Nakatani pulled out an upset. So I'm not mad at all at that. Nakatani is good, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. We definitely see. All the Canelo meat riders didn't want to listen to people like Solidus or David Fadelson or Onslaught Boxing before Crawford cooked this boy. They didn't want to listen. They want to argue and troll. They wanted to argue and troll. You know? They want to argue and troll. They ain't want to listen. I remember I told them guys, bro, if Crawford gets knocked out, then yeah, he'll lose. But if this fight comes down to a boxing match, Crawford's cooking this dude. And I told them that. And they wasn't feeling me. So I had to argue and troll. They trolling me. I got to argue and troll back. I'm more interested in talking about boxing. I got to argue and troll with these guys. And then what happened on September 13th? Solidus reigned supreme. IBFP had to bow down. Made that nigga make videos talking about Canelo as a B-level fighter and everything. His bitch ass deleted some of them videos I'm hearing. Sucker shit. And not only that, the nigga stole my talking points about Canelo. And he put a twist on them. But I'm hearing he took those videos down. Well, I heard that a while ago. So this nigga ain't even thorough. You said this shit but can't stand on it. No respect. Let's address this. You say you don't give a fuck about us in the channel, but I've heard that you tried to find RTK's people in real life. Is that true? Who the fuck is RTK? Nah, I've never tried to find nobody in real life. So I don't know what's going on going on with that. Um, nah. The only thing I was probably going to get into was the steel mill situation. That's the only time it was possibility that I might have to meet up and fight. Other than that, I've never looked for nobody or tried to find nobody, nothing like that. So I don't know nothing about that. That's not true. That's not accurate. They argue like females. That's a fact. Fact solid is instead they trolled you, but you end up being right and onslaught boxing. That's a fact. Them boys was trolling like crazy last year when I was telling them that shit. I'm like, damn, I had to get off the panel. Because like I said, I want to talk about boxing. These dudes want to troll. I don't like trolling. I like talking about boxing. He lost subs too because of it. Yeah, he deserved to lose those subs. Being fraudulent like that, he should have lost subs. Real talk combat. Oh, the gay diabolical Mexican dude, real talk combat, that dude. Nah, man, that dude is irrelevant. Ain't nobody worried about him. Real talk combat. I call him fake talk combat. Man, that gay ass, weird looking dude, man, nobody thinking about him. Fuck out of here. That's laughable right there. Hell nah. That shit crazy as hell, bro. Don't nobody give a fuck about no fake talk combat. I'm actually shocked you even bring him up. That's crazy. We got the last laugh, Solidus. I really don't care what happened to more in boxing, but the guy they based their whole channel on lost. That's a fact. We definitely got the last laugh. Definitely. And it's funny too, because here we are 6 months later, they're still finding ways to hate on Crawford because of the guy they based their channel on lost. That's how much that shit stung. No, I'm keeping it real. Like, I don't even know. I have no idea why you would bring him up, bro. I literally don't pay no mind to that dude. Like, I'm actually surprised you would mention him. Don't tell me you like that dude, because I'm gonna think you lying. So yeah, like that right there, yeah. Like, if I was you, I wouldn't believe none of that shit. Don't be stupid now. But yeah, that dude is irrelevant, bro. That dude is a fucking bug I step on. Like, I'm not thinking about no fake talk combat. Like, come on now. Watch how when I get done with this live, watch how I literally forget about him or her. Watch how I literally forget about that species and not even think or talk about him. He said, "Well, I gotta take it there." Hey, he the one that said he sucks dick. He put himself on blast. Why he gotta take it there? I was on the panel with him when he said that gay shit. So you gotta address that with him. He should have kept his gay activities to himself. So why he gotta take it there? Real talk combat racist towards blacks, like if he's so white. Man, that dude is a dusty. Let's call him that. Facts solid as they still crying. That dude, real talk, looked like a lesbian. Facts. Diabolical looking dude. Like, get your ass out of here. He's a girl. I respect his viewpoints and agree with quite a few. Let me guess, you agree with the bullshit he be saying about Crawford, right? You guys are poison. Nah, you lying. Yeah, you lying. Anyways, off that shit. But yeah, to bring it back to the top. Yeah, man. So Crawford proved he's just a great fighter. His resume don't matter. Whoever they put in the ring with him, they was going to get cooked no matter what. And that included Canelo. And then the thing that's kind of frustrating is they're saying his resume's trash, but you got to peep game though. Like, I should have said this earlier, but I'm going to say this now. He beat 3 straight champions on the way out. So you sat here and watched this man fight 3 different champions and beat them, right? And so he beats 3 different champions on the way out, added with all the other title fights he had that he won, and you still say his resume is trash? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Crawford been a champ since 2014. And he had all those title fights that he won. And then his last 3 fights before he called it quits, retired, he beat 3 straight champions. And these niggas is still on here saying his resume is trash. These niggas is crazy. These niggas is cuckoo. These niggas crazy as hell. If Crawford KO Canelo, they really gonna be crying. That's a fact. Fake Talk Combat was saying some racist shit towards Ashley Knuckles, and they don't check him. Yeah, he's a culture vulture. I'm not surprised. David Avenizin was a champion. Oh, my guy is confused. When I say title fights, it could go either way. Either Crawford's defending his belts or he's fighting another champion. And he spent the majority of his career doing that. So either he's defending his belt or he's fighting another champion. You dig? Understand that. Stop being slow. And like I said, 3 straight champions on the way out the door. And then the final fighter he fought was the champion of all champions, the great Canelo Alvarez. And he beat him and took his belts. It's like after beating 2 straight champions, he steps it up a notch, goes up in weight and beats the champion. And you guys are still saying he got a trash resume. You Crawford haters is crazy as hell. I'm going to revisit this topic on one of my episodes I got coming up, my other lives. I just want to get on here and talk this shit real quick. But we definitely going to revisit this. I'm about to get up out of here. But this Crawford resume don't matter shit, I'm going to do another episode talking about this. I'm going to come back. So, hold up. What do you say? Ashy is a fucking loudmouth. Ashy is a fucking loudmouth from bio living in a van. Ain't nobody give a fuck about him. Nah, Fake Talk Combat is a fucking loudmouth nobody give a fuck about. You should redirect that to him. Yeah, you put the wrong person in there. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, though. I've been out here for almost an hour. So yeah, just want to get that. But I'm going to come back to this topic, though. Stay tuned. Y'all stay safe out there. Stay smooth, stay solid.